is only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We're doing another battle report for you today. I wanted to get this to you as soon as possible because the Nids Codex came out about 2 weeks ago, so there's a lot of videos out there on YouTube. This one's more competitive type video. We're doing I should start naming it a 30-minute battle report because that's basically what it's been going on to. But we got Nids versus Grey Knights. I wanted to put the Grey Boys back on the table for all my Patreons out there. Appreciate you guys wouldn't be doing this value, but if you guys are new to the channel, head over to Discord. If you guys want to support the channel and have videos more like this come up for you guys, hit the notification bell, and then also head over to Patreon so that way we can keep making awesome content for the competitive dirtbags. So we have our boy Nolan over here. He just got this army, so I apologize for the grayness, but we have our pretty competitive. I don't know a lot of the names, so I'm going to try my best to go over everything that the Nids has. We have both lists, which we'll go over in the video soon, and then we're playing just a standard mission setup. It's going to be the hold 2 for 10 points at the end of the game. You get max 15 on turn 5, and then just chilling rain. So just the basic of the basic to really test out our list, test out the strategy, stuff like that. There was a misplay, which we'll go over in a little bit, but we're using standard alternate universes terrain setup for the tournaments because we have a tournament coming up on October 7th. So if you guys are in the Pennsylvania area, you can head out to that tournament. Bluebell's a really good store. All right, so let's get it. We'll go over the list first, and then we'll come back and do our battle report with the pictures that we took from Monday Night Gaming. All right, today for the Grey Boys, we're leading off with the Warlord of Drago. He's got a 5-man Terminator squad with everything in it, side cannon. We have a Grandmaster with a side cannon and 5 side cannons and the 10-man Paladin brick with the banner. Then we have 10 Purifiers with 4 Incinerators and Crow, because you have to. 5 Strikes with a side cannon, 5 Interceptors with a side cannon. We're proxying this guy for a Tech Priest, but we have 2 Tech Priests because they can actually buff this thing twice, give it +2 to hit if he has any -1s to hit, so it kind of like cancels each other out. And you can heal the tank twice, which is pretty cool. We have 4 Inquisitor Henchmen. They're all 2 wounds each for some reason, I don't know why. And we have the Caldus Assassin because she is still really, really good in Grey Knights. So 2,000 points. Sorry, so much gray. People comment all the time, they're like, it's so gray. I'm like, I'm sorry. We're trying to get good reps in here. So, what do we got?
So we have Swarmlord with the Tyranids.
Oh, Swarmlord. Right.
Yeah, the Swarmlord right here. Then we have a Neuro Tyrant with Hunting Ground. Hunting Ground is whenever he comes in from any double reserves, on 2-up he takes Battle Shock. We have 3 Neuro Lictors.
Is that these guys?
Yep, these guys right here. They are pretty good. Yeah. They're like standard for every list. Then we have the Death Leaper as well in the list, who is the Warlord of this army. We have 2 units of melee warriors with 2 primes. One of them has the enhancement for redeploy. I get to redeploy after I know who's going first.
Nice.
I have 3 Pyrovores. 3 Pyrovores, 1 Biovore, 2 Ripper Swarms, and 10 Gargoyles, and 1 unit of Zelthropes. And 2 Battle Scepters.
You just get and this.
So many models.
So many models, all brand new, so it's gonna be fun. All right, guys, and let me know what we can change about this like kind of setup. I don't know if you guys want to see the battle. This is brand new, but the battle report to my left here. You're right. Yeah, so the battle report, the numbers, we kind of take a screenshot, go over turn by turn. And also, I don't know if you want to see the points ahead of time. I don't know if I should keep that for a secret. Let me know in the comments below. I want to kind of improve it and get this a lot easier because we did start doing this 2-3 months ago. It was just a lot easier to take pictures and go through it just like we did for our tournament and GTs. So this way, our loud battle reports, we haven't done a live battle report in a while, but it's a lot easier than just sitting there and watching people roll dice and kind of being super boring and super long. It's about 3 hours for a battle report. Instead of this way, we can really focus on playing the game, me and my opponent, and I randomly just take pictures from above. That way it doesn't distract them, and I can kind of focus more on the play style. So biggest downside is me just remembering what happened during the game and how we could have improved, but that's why I try to take videos at the end of the game to go over what we could have done better, improve on, change the list, stuff like that. So again, let me know in the comments below what you like or don't like about these battle reports and how we can improve. So this is the deployment. We did a slanted deployment, so 30 inches diagonal going this way, and then the setup was 8 inches up, 20 from the sides, 8 inches up, 20 from the side, dead center, and this one's 10 by 14. We have the assassin in the back here. We have our strikes out front. Then we have the paladins and the lane raider, which is pretty cool. Testing out. This is not this was the first mistake. He thought it was the crusader because it is the fucking crusader, but it actually is a normal lane raider. The lane raider has the last cannon. So, and then we have 2 tech priests, which one is being proxied. But I should have started the lane raider on this side because there's a lot more angles going this way than there is going up this way. But I wanted to kind of get his backline shot at turn 1, which helped me out in the end. And then over here, if I would have started him over here, I still probably could have shot, like, let's say the warriors or the nids or whatever over there. So this is my deployment, pretty standard. I want to set up so that way on my turn 1, a lot of videos coming out on tactics, but turn 1 you have to set up for the best secondaries that you possibly can. So we have like investigate signals, cleanse, engage, so all that stuff we want to try and set up for. Okay, so we end up getting first turn. So this was his setup, and then he's able to redeploy 3 units, which is new for the nids, after you find out who goes first. So we found out that I went first, so he redeploys his units that are outside here, puts them behind cover. This one gets put behind cover, but he's got the big bugs back here, the warriors over here, another big bug over here, and then this like brain thing, which is super good if you're playing Grey Knights. I would kill this guy as soon as possible. This is the one that it's like -1 leadership. Once per game, you get to have everybody do a battle shock. And anytime on a 2+, you come in from teleport assault or reserves, you have to take a battle shock, which is insane against Grey Knights. So we lined up the guy over here, and he did leave his Biovore right here out. The base is ginormous. So he left it out so that way I can kind of get a straight line going straight this way to my tank, and shoots 48 inches. So he left that line for this guy. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take advantage and try and get that turn 1. He probably should have put it back here where you can't see it at all. But again, it was my mistake. I felt bad because he thought it was a crusader shooting like 36 inches compared to 48. I was still within 36, but we don't know if the assault cannon and the hunter seeker missile would have done it. It might have. Who the hell knows? Hit on 2s, so that's good. All right, so we have turn 1. The first turn we get overwhelming force and bring it down. So really good turn 1 start. Bring it down. There's nothing that I can shoot turn 1, and then overwhelming force. If you kill something on objective, in range of an objective marker is destroyed, you score 3 victory points. Actually, I think he was in range of an objective marker. Yeah, motherfucker, I should have got 3 points there. Damn. All right, whatever. So didn't even think about it. But I got 0 basically. So that was my quick turn 1. I didn't really do anything. I kind of just moved up my lane raider, shot, killed the Biovore. Nothing else could really see anything. The interceptors moved out from the lane raider. They move out 15. So they basically hopped out to right about here. And then I got line of sight onto the gargoyles. So I just shot random pot shots into the gargoyles. I think I killed 4 of them turn 1. And then he killed the Biovore, and then that was my turn. Everything else kind of stayed back. The strikes scooted up and made sticky the center objective. Yes, so that was, again, super quick. It was like 1 minute turn 1. He got bring it down as well and investigate signals. So again, this is where we ended turn 1. I guess the strikes did not go out to the center to make it sticky. They stayed back here to make it sticky. So they basically pregame moved back. Because I didn't get any secondaries that were in the center of the turn anyway. So everything kind of scooted up. The purifiers moved up to here. The paladins stayed where they were, and then everybody else kind of scooted up to here. For his investigate signals, he brought back the big bug to do investigate signals up here, and then the one guy up here, the brain bug, did the investigate up there. So we got 4 points turn 1 for investigate signals, and obviously didn't get anything for bring it down. Everything else kind of cautious. So he kept his warriors back. Hive, the Swarm Lord stayed back. All the warriors kind of scooted up onto this objective. So now this is where I fucked up for turn 2. So he has a 2 CP strat that he can move, kind of like us for mist, but ours is 1, his 2. So if somebody comes within 3 inches, he can spend 2 CP to move 6 inches. So we bring our purifiers down here, turn 1, to get everybody within 12 inches of the warrior squad. And then I deep strike within 3 inches with my paladins on the objective to try and steal the objective. and just new to the thing. So then he fucking spends 2 CP and moves them away out of line of sight of my my purifier. So the purifiers basically came down and did shit the second turn. So that was my mistake, because I didn't just know that strat, which is really good. And I probably should have deep struck them first, these guys, within 3, so that way I could still basically be within whatever, and then these guys come down later within 9, so that way they can still shoot. So then I would have just murdered that entire squad pretty easily with all of the side cannons and all of the Purify Flame and Flamers. So that's where we ended up. Turn 2, we kept Overwhelming Force and we kept Bring It Down. This is what was at the end of it with the paladins shooting them. We left 1 warrior and 1 of the character bugs left, and then he's obviously got his big bug right there. And then I think we finished it off. I think we left, we killed the last warrior and we left just the character right there. So the character is the only one that lives of all of the shooting. I think the last bolt guns, so those are just the side cannons, killed them, and then the bolters finished off the last guy, and then I left his character. So this is basically the end of the second turn. We spread out our strikes to try and block out the backfield. The assassin's still back here. We have our Inquisitor henchmen moved up over here to block out this end. The dudes over here are just staying right behind the tank. These guys moved out, shot, moved back in. I just love that move. The interceptors doing that back and forth. We kept Drago off the table because I couldn't get a good charge onto his bug over here, or else I would have tried and killed the bug for Bring It Down. And then his other bugs are kind of just chilling out back here. At this point, he really doesn't know if he wants to commit or be passive, or like, he doesn't know what to do right now, just because, again, he has to make a 9-inch charge. I can mist away. He does have a Vect with Swarmlord, but he can only Vect my Devastating Wounds or a reroll. So it's not as good against Grey Knights as it used to be when you could Vect Mist. So not being able to Vect Mist makes our job so much easier. So he really has nothing left on this side. So I kind of overcommitted on this side, so that way we can just take over this side and wait for him to come out. So nobody's in the center. I kind of have this point. I have that point. I have that point. So at this point, we give him a 0 on turn 2 because I killed his Biovore that was on the backfield, and he didn't put anything on that objective. I guess he just forgot. So that was just a little mistake there. And after this turn, he got Defend Stronghold and Overwhelming Force. So Defend Stronghold, Overwhelming Force. He brings in his character Lictor right here. The brain bugs walk in from the side here, which are fucking insane. Like, these guys are super good at killing tanks or really anything they touch. The other dude stayed right next to him. The warriors are still right there. The big bug's starting to move up. This guy got on the center objective. The other brain bug stayed in the back here because he's the most protected character, I would say, this guy back here. And then we sigiled. So he shot his big bug into my dudes, but he shot these guys first. So these guys shot into my Land Raider. He spent 1 CP to get +1 to hit, and then if I fail my Battle Shock, it's +1 to wound as well, which is really good. So I vected that one because it's one that we can vect, and I would highly recommend vecting that every single time. So he shoots my Land Raider, does 6 wounds. I was going to spend 1 CP for transhuman, basically, but I can't do stratagems because I am battle shocked. So I think I failed like 1 or something before, and then I just re-rolled it, needing 3s because of cover. So it's AP2 or AP3. I need 4s. So then I failed 2 after I re-rolled it, and then I took 6 damage. So I took 6 damage, and it's cool because the Tech Priest can heal twice now. Before you could only heal once per turn or whatever. Now you can heal twice. So my 2 Tech Priests walked up, did 2d3 heals, healed it back up to 2. So I healed 4 wounds. And then when he shot my Paladins at the top of the screen, I deep struck them or sigiled them all the way down here on this side, 9 inches away from these guys and these guys. So that way I can set up my turn for next turn. So he probably should have made them sigil first, and then he would have had, you know, I probably wouldn't have put him within range or line of sight of these guys. I would have to put him like behind here, which would have been a lot farther of a charge. Instead, I put him as close as I possibly could to the brain bug, so that way I can move up and charge again. So that was a really good sigil on our part. We get deploy teleport homers and no prisoners. So we have to deploy in his deployment zone if we can. And I think deploy you have to be wholly within, or deploy teleport homers. At the end of your turn, if that unit is within your opponent's deployment zone or within... All right, so I messed this up. I probably could have just tagged one guy in. I thought it was wholly within. So my interceptors didn't have to be that close. So my interceptors, I spent 1 CP, so that way they can hop out 21 inches because they auto advance 6. And I spent 1 CP, so that way they get assault weapons on their guns. So I can still do actions after I advance. So them coming out of a Rhino or a Land Raider, they can basically advance or hop out 3, move 12, that's 15, and then auto advance 6, it's 21 inches. They can still technically shoot and then move again, but I need them to do this action. So all I needed to do, since it was corner deployment, all I needed to do was just tag one of them right here and just fucking do investigate signals. I probably didn't even need to be that far up. Like 15 inches from here is only right here. So that was my mistake. Make sure you know that investigate signals is, you just have to tow their deployment zone. So I probably could have put these guys right here, and boom, there you go, 5 points. The paladins moved up. This terrain is fucking terrible to put your guys on. So move up 5 inches and then just unload everything into the brain bug. So I think he spent 1 CP or 2 CP to move the warriors back on the other side of the wall, so that way I can't get line of sight onto them. Or I wanted to charge them and kill them. He wanted to protect his warriors, so he spent 2 CP, moved them back on the other side of the wall out of line of sight, so I can't charge them, or it's a really far charge, and I can't shoot them either. So this guy's in the center. We have no prisoners, so we have to try and kill all the really characters like this, the easy guys to kill. So let's go into here. We then wind up our Drago comes down here outside 9 inches of the 2 characters over here. So we have 1 character, 2 characters. We have the brain bug or the big bug back here. The dude ran away, so I guess this guy went rolling from over there. So we're just within 9 inches of this one solo character on the bottom floor over here. Then here's his warriors. So again, our goal is to basically kill this guy, kill that guy, kill all of the brain bugs up here, and then there's another character over there. We picked up and dropped our purifiers, which we were going to try and steal the home objective, but we failed our battle shock. Because again, every time you get picked up and brought back down on a 2+, you have to take a battle shock, which is, again, really good into Grey Knights. So we fail our battle shock, so they basically are just sitting on the home field objective. I can't do any strats on them. They're going to murder whatever the fuck they shoot at, like this Lictor. But I don't own the backfield objective, so he still owns it with his Swarmlord. What do? Paladins move up, they make their charge, they kill all of the brain bugs, we kill the other character as well. The strikes spread out to just keep blocking deep strikes and reserves and stuff like that. The Land Raider moved up to kind of get on the objective. What else? Then we got the Drago made his charge. I rolled a double 6. So I actually moved 15 inches. Now you legally can't make a charge outside of 12, so you can't even declare a charge outside of 12. But if you roll above the 12, you can still do it. So Drago gets +3 to charge out of deep strike. So I rolled a 12, and then +3 is 15 fucking inches. So basically they charge forever. They basically end block off with here with 2 guys, and then the rest of them charged up here to get pile in into this unit over here. So basically they charged, piled in to tag 1, 2 of the warriors left, because there was 2 left after all the shooting and charging. And then we left this guy on 1 wound. So we didn't kill that guy. We didn't kill these bugs. And this guy has 9 wounds left. Drago he's got a 4 invuln save, so he survived pretty hard into Drago. All right, so his turn, he gets Cleanse and Behind Enemy Lines, which the Rippers are really, really good for that. Watch out for the single deep striking Rippers. They're op 6/0, so he obviously can't steal my objective. So since this is sticky, you could always ask what's in reserves, what can deep strike, and if he doesn't have like any OPSEC coming in like with Rippers, you don't really have to block out this from them. Yes, they can do cleanse on it, which I kind of forgot about that. So if I would have just put my assassin like somewhere on the objective, he couldn't do cleanse on my objective. So he comes down, does cleanse, and brings another Ripper down for behind enemy line. So he gets a 5 for that. And I think he cleansed there for another 3. So he cleansed for 3. He was trying to bring on his guys. Yeah, so that's what happened. These flamers down here, he couldn't fit them in the top here because the bases are so big. So we actually brought them on the bottom field over here to get the other cleanse. So we got cleanse for 5 because he cleansed the bottom field objective, and he cleansed my objective because it's outside the deployment zone. And that got him for 5 and 5. So that was a really good turn. 3 for him. Cleanse and behind enemy lines. So for him, he's basically just whittling down Drago's unit over here. Swarmlord moves up to get the charge off over here. They have a fallback and charge for their Nids profile, which is pretty cool, especially being super aggressive. And then this is the end. So these the flamer dudes, which are pretty scary, basically just walked on, got on the objective, cleansed. This guy still lives alive on 1 wound. This guy moved up. He's got like 12 wounds left, I think. Swarmlord moves up and then murders fucking Drago's unit. And then everything else kind of is just staring at my paladins in the face. So these guys moved up to the center. And then this is us. So Drago is alive, and then the paladins, or the apothecary, is alive. And we get secure no man's land and engage in all fronts. So we have to control 2 in the center, which should be pretty easily, and then engage in all fronts. We have to try and get all over the place. So we brought our interceptors. So they were over here. So they got picked up for teleport assault. They got brought back down over here, which I then failed battle shock again. So you can see a trend here with Nids is you have to pass battle shock to really get points, especially with Grey Knights. Like you have to be non-battle shocked to get secondaries. So we were within 19 inches of the board edge over here. So that way we're actually able to get engaged back here. So Drago basically just fell back after passing his battle shock. So he fell back 5 inches to get wholly within this deployment zone. So we got engaged on this side. We got engaged obviously at the top here because we still have our purifiers. And then we have engaged in this corner. And then our assassin is alive over here. So she basically walked up, sprayed the one Ripper Swarm, charged the other one, and just murdered both. So she took off, cleared off the backfield objective, and we got engaged for 5. And we got secure no man's land because we control the center and we control up there. So we still have a lot left during this part of the game. So for him, he's thinking like, what do I focus on? What do I have to do? He gets on turn 4 secure no man's land as well. And he gets engaged in all fronts. So he has to try and get kind of basically everywhere and control objectives. So he's trying to basically control my backfield, I believe. So engage on front, secure no man's land. This guy comes in over here to murder my assassin. So that gets him engaged on that side. He has a unit over here, and then this guy backed up for over there. So he's got everybody in engage. Swarmlord starts moving up to figure out where the hell he's going. And for secured no man's land, I think that's controlling one over here and controlling one over there. So since these guys were battle shocked, he basically walked back, stole his objective, and was able to control it. We get aerial denial, so we have to be in the center, which is pretty easy for us right now because nobody's been in the center the whole game. And then capture enemy outposts, which again is also really simple. So I wanted to give you guys a picture right here. See this lineup? This was perfect. I basically move up my Land Raider 10 inches to get full line of sight onto this fucker right here. 4 last cannons coming straight to the face. And we hit 4 times because we hit on 2s, and we wound this many times. So we roll a 1-1-1-2. It was brutal. I was like, all right, Swarmlord's gonna die with fucking last cannon fire, and we didn't wound him once. Or yeah, it was funny. So I had to take a picture of that, guys, for you right there. That's what it looks like. So something went right for him, right? And then deploy teleport homers and storm hostile objective. So this is the end of this turn, basically. He can do a strat where you pick up a guy that he's not within 3 inches of an enemy, which is really cool, and then strat reserve him. So basically puts him in a strategic reserve so that way next turn he can walk on. So bugs have a lot of maneuverability in 10th edition. They have a lot of shenanigans with battle shock. So look out for all of that. And then the interceptors kind of moved up to try and shoot and charge these guys to I don't know, do something. And then Stormhouse objective, so this bug basically moved up to mine. He stole this objective up here. And then we still have this back one up here because we killed the big bug with the Paladins and Crow. Yeah, so Paladins moved up, stole the backfield. We basically switched sides. And then the Purifiers moved up and did the same thing. So he's got that objective. He's got my home objective. So turn 5, he gets 15 for the primary. So he gets 15 and then 5 because he controlled 1 in the beginning. So he gets 20. For us, we also get 20 because we held, I think we held 10 and then we held 2 at the end. So for 10, so we got 20. So we maxed out at the end of the game. We got 45 for primary. Turn 1, we got 0. We just picked bad secondaries turn 1. I should have got rid of, I should have got 3 on turn 1, honestly, with overwhelming force, but I forgot that the Biovore was on the objective. Bring it down, I shouldn't take, because if you get bring it down, he could just hide his bugs. Honestly, the guys don't shoot that far. He's going to take out the big bugs and put in the longer range shots, which I agree. I think they're a lot better than the 18-inch range. 5 for turn 2. We got 10 for turn 3, 10 for turn 4, and then 13 for turn 5. So we had 38 out of 40. We finished off with a 93 for Grey Knights. And then for Nolan with his NIDs, we had 0 or 4 turn 1, 0 for primary, 0 for secondaries, which he had defend stronghold, so that goes into the next turn, which he got 3. 5 for primary, 0 for primary on turn 4. We just kept fucking trying to deny him as much as possible for primary. And then turn 5, he had a really good turn with 20 for primary. So 20 out of 25 of his points on primary were on turn 5. So turn 5, he basically winds up with 30 out of his 70 points, which is insane comeback. So 35 out of 40 for secondary. So we had pretty good secondary game, honestly. And then 25 out of 50. So just having a good secondary game is just the player. Like being able to know, like, it wasn't that far off if he had 25 more points for primary. If he had 25 more points for primary, he would have won 95 to 93. So there you go. It just goes to show that if you are losing your models quicker than your opponent, you could still win or get close with secondaries. It just comes down to primary and secondaries with the points. So we didn't record at the end of the video, but I can go over his main thing that he liked was the big brain bug for the -1 leadership. He doesn't like these guys that have an 18-inch range, so I think he's going to get rid of those and put in the bigger penis gun guys from used to be Forge World. The Swarmlord he still really likes because Swarmlord gets you a CP, and he does what else does he gets a CP? Oh, and Vect. So he has Vect and gets you a CP automatically every single turn, which bugs really need their CP just because they're doing a lot of like Shyne-like movement, messing with people's battle shock, forcing battle shocks, full reroll, like +1 to wound, +1 to hit. Like they have a lot of really good stratagems to mess with people. So Swarmlord in the list is very good. I'm really fearful of the Flamers. If he would have started the Flamers on the table, like just on his objective, there's no way I would have been able to deep strike within him, because then he would have just flamered me right when I came in. So that would have been a little tricky if he started those guys on the table. And the Biovore, obviously, I think it shoots 48 inches. So the Biovore is like back here. And if he does get turn 1, he could just kind of scooch up a little bit. So the Biovore obviously was the first mistake, just letting me have it. But again, I let them have that one because he thought my Land Raider was a Crusader, which again, I felt really bad. But it was a Land Raider, like a regular one. So it just has the last cannons. So we probably should have like rolled it out to see if the Hunter Seeker missile and the assault cannon would have killed it. Who the hell? I think it only has 6 wounds. Who the hell knows? But I don't think it would have changed that much. Like eventually it would have died when the Paladins got over there. So you might have had like 1, maybe 2 turns of the Spore Mine, and then it would have died. So it wouldn't have made a huge difference because I didn't get any points for killing it anyway. So Assassin, again, still really good for Grey Knights. I didn't teleport assaulted too much because I didn't want her to fail Battle Shock. So most of this game, I was really cautious on what was actually getting teleport assaulted and what wasn't. Because if I basically keep doing everything teleport assault every single turn like I usually do, I would have lost a lot on secondary points because most of my guys that came down either failed Battle Shock or was already Battle Shocked prior. So again, NIDs, be careful with that. And if you're playing NIDs, abuse it. Like if you can get a lot more -1s to Battle Shock or Battle Shock key secondary units, like that would be really good to go into any single list that you guys play. So, all right, guys, so that was the battle report. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you like these types of battle reports. Let me know in the comments below, what you liked, what you didn't like, how it could improve, and then did you like the little setup where we had everything kind of laid out for you so you know exactly what secondaries we're on, how many points we're getting per turn, and also let me know what you liked about the description. So am I describing too much, too little? Is there more that I can improve on? All that stuff is going to be thanks to you guys. Appreciate my Patreons. You guys, again, are fucking awesome. Thanks for supporting the channel. And if you guys want to see these videos first, head over to Patreon so that we get first access to these videos. If you guys are interested in any proxies with the Kaldis Assassin or Codiez, head over to Discord. And if you guys want any dice or stickers, head over to Discord as well. But guys, I appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags. So we got a bunch of stuff that we're going to be selling up on the channel. We're constantly getting updated dice for the Dirtbag logo on it. Those are going to be sold for $1 each. If you guys are interested, hit me up on Discord. And also, all of the stickers are sold on Discord as well. Usually, you can buy the stickers and dice at the same time. We ship globally, so that's really good. That's the benefit of buying it through us, as well as they're all custom logos. You can't get these anywhere else. There's going to be more to come. Give suggestions in the comments below or over at Discord on what new stickers or people that you want me to create, as well as the objective markers. They're provided through 3D6 Wargaming. The link is in the bottom of every single video that's out on YouTube. And also with everything that's coming up, there's also models that we 3D print to give to you guys. All the models on the screen over here are available for sale. They aren't officially GW models. They are proxies. They just can stand in for any models you guys play on the tabletop. So appreciate all the support. Thanks for clicking on the video. Hopefully you donate and support to the channel to grow Dirtbag Nation. But if not, no worries. The like, subscribe is just as good. Appreciate it, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon.